The Seattle Seahawks get a huge victory, but they get even more great news after the game. We're going to talk all about it. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel just dedicated to teams that don't get the love nationally like they should. Seattle being one of those teams. We were on this. You can go back and look. We were confident in the Seahawks even after things got a little rocky there, and now look at you. So love seeing it. And Seahawks fans, you've got to be pretty excited at everything that took place last week. It's exactly what you needed. It's the last game is exactly what you were hoping for, and it all is like, okay, we're back. All of a sudden, take a look at the schedule. You'd lost, let's see, what, 5 out of 6 games, and you were heading into San Fran and Arizona, and it was just like, uh-oh, season could be over here. And the next thing you know, you beat 2 divisional opponents. You're on top of the division. I mean, it's crazy. Like this is why the NFL is so popular. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why the NFL is popular, but this was like unbelievable how all of a sudden this thing is totally switched. By the way, let me know in the comments just kind of your favorite player on the current roster. What's cool about this Seattle team is there is no one, there's no like Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes. Like there's no like star. I shouldn't have used quarterback. Even like anywhere, right? Back in the Cam Chancellor days, like you had Earl Thomas, you had these guys that were just like cornerstone pieces. You've got good players, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean? It's like a new regime of like, man, it's more of a team type of thing. So let me know your favorite current player right now. Okay, here's the good news. Couple things. Good news number one is that again, after a rocky start, you've got this new coach, and it's just like, I don't know. What are we doing here? Is he going to be the guy? What do we got? You proven that he is the guy, a guy that can stand in there during tough times. Again, we just looked at it. He lost what 5 out of 6 games, and now you've got 2 divisional opponents and you beat them. It just shows good news number one is you have the coach. And it's hard to find. You look at this list, and we're not going through all these, but it's just a really quick list of the current coaches in the National Football League. And one thing that you'll see really quick is it's hard to find these guys. It's shockingly hard to find a good coach, and everyone's trying to do it. I mean, you can go through here, and I mean, really, if you just find like the good ones, is John Harbaugh, Dan Campbell, Sean Payton, but you see my point. It's like there's one here, one there. It's hard to find. I mean, Gerard Mayo just saying the craziest things after games. Nick Sirianni's winning, but people don't like him. Um, Mike McDonald, there's your guy. It's just obviously, Matt Eberflus terrible. So good news number one, you got your quarterback. Good news number two, I love this. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can blow it up. But Leonard Williams, your defense, coach said it after the game. Man, thought Leonard Williams played pretty well. Then after the game, right? And this is what I love about this is like you can see things, but then when you go back and look and you just get more good news that he played out of his mind. You've got a superstar. I just said you don't have a star, but you know what I'm saying? Like you do though. You've got a superstar in this guy, and it's like, let's go. This is what we're talking about. This is what we need. And so if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, your defense wasn't good. And it's like, well, this is not good. But the good news is you've got a defense now. Leonard Williams, Ernest Jones has changed everything for you, and the run defense. And that's the biggest thing. We look back at it a couple videos ago, and it's worth repeating, but you look at your run defense, you're getting gashed by bad teams in the run game. And immediately in season, John Schneider, Mike McDonald make a change, scheme, personnel, and they flip it and fix it. You never see that in the National Football League. You see, well, I don't know, I just can't get it figured out, right? But you guys immediately fix it and stop the run. We talked about a lot of big stats out there, but stopping the run is the most is one of the most important stats you can have. We talk about turnover margin. We talk about red zone defense, red zone offense, explosive plays. There's a lot of different stats, but if you can stop the run, you keep yourself in games and you have an opportunity to win. When you don't stop the run, you just cannot keep yourself, it's just there's so many negatives against you. They're running clock, they're hitting chunk plays. It's now 2nd and 2 versus 2nd and 9. If you get it. But it's hard to stop teams when you can't stop the run. So you've got the coach that's a defensive coach that is now coaching out of his mind. You've beat 2 divisional opponents. You're right back in this thing. You've got Leonard Williams. You've got Ernest Jones. Defense looks good. Offense is only going to keep just kind of improving because it feels like they haven't quite figured out like the run game quite yet. But if you can stop the run, it's not as big of a deal. Right? So huge. Okay. Next thing is I was just talking about Leonard Williams, but it was huge because he had 2.5 sacks, like 7 pressures on Kyler Murray, making him run all over. And then James Conner had 8 yards on 7 carries. That's the stuff we're talking about. I love that. Another one, you've got Devin Witherspoon, who 100%, I mean, the stories have come out and everything's, it's just, we all knew it, was the Lions wanted him a couple of years ago in the draft, end up getting Jahmyr Gibbs. All's fine. It works out for everybody. But every time we play him or I see him, I'm just like, this guy, unbelievable. So he's just a star. I mean, just a star. Love everything about him. I talked about not being able to get the running game quite going, but Kenneth Walker still able to make a couple things happen and enough to where, all right, respectable running game. I love that. And you got to be excited about that. And then I think if you look at the negatives, just real quick on a negative, is if you can cut down the Geno Smith, just like, whoa, that was not good play each week, this team's going to be tough to beat. I mean, really. So it's like, Geno, what was that? What are you doing? So that's something that, man, you got to be kind of excited about. Cut that out, man. Because you look at the schedule at New York, give me a break. Come on, go win that one. And then Arizona, tough. Green Bay, tough. Minnesota, tough. Chicago. So schedule's tough. And it's tough because remember the NFC West is playing the NFC North. Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears, which are just brutal this year, right? You never know. But you guys had done that for so many years in the NFC West to other divisions when it's like, oh man, we got to play the NFC West. Dang it. And so now it's kind of flipped, but everything's in front of you. Life's good. Love it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments and we'll see all of you on the next one.